and welcome back to the Academy League, the first race in a brand new season. We have a full grid, almost a full grid of fresh new drivers, and I am joined once again by...
It's Evan back again, and this is the second season. I still have not got any better at introducing myself.
we need to get on our introductions, and we need to get practicing.
Really do.
But we've got a whole fresh new grid of Academy League drivers here, trying to show their worth, show whether they're capable enough of moving up the different leagues here in Gavra Racing, and we start off fresh so we can get to know these drivers a lot more. We know where they can go and what they can go and achieve. So be interesting to see on how this season goes compared to last season.
And I'm just going to apologise if we say some of these names wrong, because if you look in P18, that's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. Do have some new names of different drivers to learn, but if we do pronounce them wrong, we apologise. We're doing our best here up in the fake commentary box, but I'm sure it'll turn out okay. And we've got everyone coming out on their laps here, and out here on the Chinese Grand Prix, which serves quite a difficulty in some of these corners.
Also, another thing to look for while they're out there out laps is the nice new liveries. We have all different liveries than the ones you're used to seeing. We have some Chinese ones, especially if you look in third position. Alison 89, he sporting a very Chinese livery. And then you've Pope Tybaz with a white and gold that looks fairly nice. And then you have the more standard ones, which that looks very like Tim's and P8.
Oh, the red one. Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it? From Froza 96. Well, he might be a secret Tim. It might be Tim of a different account, just hopping in for another Academy League championship. And he was last season's champion, so he's now in the freshman and Premier Series, which is it's good for him. And I've been watching him for quite a few races now, so know the man quite well apparently. So
speaking of former Academy drivers, Holland Capian is actually watching this Grand Prix. Of course, he did win in that freshman race last week.
The insane freshman race, yes. That race was insane. If anyone didn't go and watch that race, as you, Evan, go and watch that race. Anyone else who didn't watch that race, go and watch it. It was honestly one of the best races I have ever seen in this league and in the entire of F1. And it was amazing. And just a quick note here: the guy in second, it's Julio. It's just put in it fastest first sector. So just keep an eye on him, as he's in the yellow and blue car here.
Riptech also watching this evening, another former Academy driver. Had a good start to the season, a poor middle and another strong end, of course, last season. Couldn't take it, but Tim had that pretty wrapped up.
Tim did indeed, and yeah, quite a lot of these drivers be hoping to move their way up the ranks, getting into the freshman and then into the Premier Series, or the what's it on, the Super Series? Is it Super Series? Yeah. Super League. That's it.
We'll pretend we know.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we do know.
Fastest laps going in, left, right, and centre. Brambo Super Fuchsia. I've said that wrong. Is actually
Brambo
has
Super
gone
Fuchsia.
quickest.
It has in the what's be a neon green and black car, which is quite interesting. Stands out quite a bit. But he did a 132.2 there on the soft tyre. Only one driver on the medium tyre at the moment. That is Pope Tabers. Pope Tabers.
That's the Pope.
The Pope. Just the Pope himself is out here racing around the Chinese Grand Prix as you do.
We're all in quarantine, so the Pope casually joining some F1 online leagues.
Imagine if he was. The Pope just sat down and started going around China in the league.
Just got a Fanatec simulator put into the Vatican.
Exactly.
Look at John J. Downey's livery. That thing looks really Christmassy, if anything.
Whose livery?
John J. Downey down to 17.
It's very Christmassy, isn't it? Funny, yeah. It's just a wrong time of year for that. Wrong time of year for that, but I'm sure he's
we've a spinner.
Could potentially put in a... Someone spun off on sector 1 there.
Ellison, I believe, in the Chinese livery.
In the Chinese livery. We've got quite a few times now. Brambo still leading this race, so 1:32.2 is his fastest time at the moment. See if anyone else can beat him. Still quite a few drivers. Pope putting in 1:33.9 on the medium tyre, so...
A lot of drivers running the number 69. I think every second one is running that number, obviously for kind of obvious reasons, but not much variety. You know, the drivers like the Candy Cane did have that number, and I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah, I think you should stop. You're digging yourself into a bit of a hole there, Evan.
Yeah, that one didn't work out. Anyway, how do you say that bottom name?
You said you know one a couple of these drivers, don't you, Evan? I think it's this.
I know. E. Cuddly, in P15, and George Downey, the Candy Cane.
The Candy Cane, man.
E17, and I just want to say hello to Chip Redmond in the chat, and you'll know why I'm saying hi. Speaking of drivers, I know.
Seems like you've got quite a bit of a fan base there, Evan. Quite a few people go here.
As you did say before, us Irish stick together.
Us Irish, you Irish stick together, eh? So, quite a few drivers, 4 drivers left without a time at the moment, but I'm sure they'll be putting in a time towards the end of the... 2 of them are actually in a flying lap at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on them. But a couple of drivers in, so 1:32.2 is the time to beat at the moment, and that is Brambo, who's actually just come out of the pit, and is in a bit of a conga line at the moment with 3 other drivers. They all come out of the pit, and they're probably just going to want to leave a bit of gap between themselves as they're going to want to go out and do a decent qualifying time, because they don't want to run into any traffic.
Oh, we have a spinner in sector 2.
Oh, it is someone here.
It is. Oh,
it's your mate. Actually, it's Billy. Billy, as you said, you were calling him. Yes, it's Billy. He spun out in sector 2, coming through that high-speed long chicane there. And he's just gone straight into the gravel. And he seems to be having a bit of lag as well on my screen. I don't know if that's the same on yours.
Definitely, that is a feature of him and John J. Downey. Internet isn't top-notch.
I mean, it doesn't seem like internet's great in Ireland from what I've seen so far.
Well, it's normally fine, but there's some... Definitely, it's dodgy in some areas, but... Oh, we've another spinner. The Pope has gone off in sector 1.
The Pope. Not the Pope.
The Pope.
The Pope has gone off, so... it's still rolling with that... Oh, he's actually back on the soft tyre now. I should really have that on there. So he's on the soft tyre now. I don't know why he ran a lap on the medium and is now running a lap on the soft.
Mares has gone second. That's a
Mares has gone second though. 1:32.9 there in the what looks to be a Williams style car. Though, just the pure white there on his car.
I'm sorry, but do you have any colour and you go for that? A plain white car.
A plain white car. I mean, at least it's not as bad as Williams going for a Colgate colour next. Well, what was supposed to be this season, but got cancelled.
Another thing, look at third place Hamilton's livery. I really like that. That's a really nice colour scheme.
It is. It's all right actually, and I think Brambo actually. I don't think he improved on his time, but he did beat his sector 3 time. Someone's got off actually at the bottom of sector 3. Who is that?
Oh, it's RC8 in. I was actually just going to notice him and Siskane have the exact same car.
RC8. Who?
Oh, he's gone again in Sector 3. He's in 6th position.
Right, RC, I thought you said Orsi. I think it was just your accent. We had a bit of a language barrier there, Evan. That's what happened. You sound like you said Orsi, but you said RC. So
it's Orsi. Or.
No, it's R.
No, it's or.
Oh no.
So C8 now and 7.
C_8. Hit a bit of a language barrier there. That wasn't great. The old Irish and Northern English language barrier there.
The Pope has actually set up quick as Sector 1, and I'm never going to be able to say his name without laughing.
Let's just keep an eye on the Pope, actually, because he might put in a good time here. Let's just keep an eye on him. See if anyone else comes round for some quick laps. Still Brambo super fixer at the moment. Still the man who actually just set another fastest lap. He just beat his time. I'm not sure how much by, but he's still on at 132.2. I think he just beat it by a couple of thousandths. And someone's gone off on the final sector. Keep an eye on Pope here as he is coming down the long straight here in Sector 3, that DRS straight. And braking very hard here, down the gears into the sharp right-hander.
He picks his name as...
Oh, and he someone came on and collided with him. Who was that? Who was that?
That was the Chinese livery guy.
Who was that came onto the track? No, Pope went first, and he beats Brambo, and he gets 2 tenths up. And it was Ellison who came onto the track, and that was, I got a clip of that there actually, and he came onto the track it wasn't safely at all. And Ellison needs to be careful here, because he came very, I don't know if you saw that, Evan, he came very unsafely onto the track, and crashed into the side of Pope, but it didn't affect Pope's time at all. Yeah, he just came straight on, and it didn't affect Pope's time at all, and he actually went fastest, and 2 tenths up on Brambo Superfixer, and is now leading this qualifying session.
And that's another thing to note. The Pope did get a hit in that run, which means he definitely can improve.
He definitely could indeed, yeah, and we'll have to see. And there's quite a few drivers in the pits, so potentially a few of these drivers have...
Oh, nearly a collision with Julio. It's Julio and somebody else. No idea who.
Is it the Whipmeister by any chance? Are they going down the straight in Sector 3? It must be. Yes, it is.
No,
it's him
it was at the final turn, so it was.
Who was that in Sector 3 with? Oh, they're both on invalid laps. So both LSC, KSK, and the Whipmeister both on invalid laps. But I'm sure they might. Oh no, he's gone directly into the pit wall. LFC, KSK. Did not brake at all and has done a Lewis Hamilton into the pit wall. I actually didn't even notice that, Evan, but it actually that was where Lewis Hamilton went off, but he didn't actually go into the wall. He went into the gravel. I think that was back in 2008, I believe, wasn't it? I think
yes, it was. But LFC KSK's collision was the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Now the Pope came into the pits and is going to have to wait about another 20 seconds to be able to get in, because they're moving his teammate into the pits.
Oh no. That's not beneficial for...
Isn't it all? So waiting for all the people are coming out, so it's maybe deduct his time a little bit there, so hopefully we'll be able to get back out and maybe put in another lap to secure that first position. But there's only one person out on a lap at the moment, and it is Frozer. The only man who is actually out on a flying lap, but I don't think he's gonna... He potentially might improve actually, or is he gonna come into the pits here? No, he runs wide and then he decides to come into the pits. But they actually, Evan, they actually have replaced that gravel there with tarmac, which that's probably been done for a few years, but I never noticed that.
Oh, they have? I've never noticed that.
I've never noticed that either, but it's probably been done for a few years. We probably just never took any notice. Another man on a flying lap, Victor here, Victor 90. He's coming around on a flying lap in this. It looks like.
Oh, Brucey's out.
Brucey's out.
He spun after coming around the last corner and has clattered into the wall.
And that is Brucey out. And I'm sure a few of these drivers will be getting a feel for for what this league is in this first race. It isn't. Sure, quite a few drivers won't be pushing as hard as they normally would until maybe towards the end of the season. And clearly Bruzy was, but I'm sure for most cases of drivers, they won't be pushing as much in this first race because they don't have much to fight for at the moment. But I'm sure they'll still push a little bit to see. Oh, keep an eye on Victor actually here, Evan, because he just put in a fastest middle sector.
Showed some good pace early on. A couple of the commenters saying they've actually raced against them before.
So let's keep an eye on actually. He's coming down the final straight here. Coming down into that sharp right-hander, so we'll keep an eye. As he comes down here. Takes that corner very nicely.
Hopefully he doesn't do a Bruzy.
Hopefully he has run out of ERS though. He has run out of ERS though, so it might not be as quick as he thought. No, it wasn't. 7 attempts down, and he ran out of ERS on the last. He ran out of ERS on that last corner there, Evans. So
definitely could have been some more saving of that.
He could have been. Needs to manage that ERS a little bit more. And Mares actually just put in a fastest middle sector too as well. So quite a few drivers quick in that middle sector it seems. So we'll just keep an eye on him as well. There's quite a few drivers coming down that final straight. It's Julio is just starting his lap. Is that Gaoming? Gaoming? How are we saying that?
Go for
Gaoming? Should we not say Gaoming? Gaoming?
We'll go for Gaoming.
Gaoming.
Yeah.
Gaoming in the
Mares coming around, actually making some good time here.
Let's have a look at Mares actually. Let's see what time he puts in. He comes around the final corner, and I believe this will be probably his second last time. He goes second at 132.1. A very nice lap there from Mares. 1/10 off of the Pope in front.
Out of all the names you could pick for your gamer tag, you chose
the Pope.
He's like the people's champion.
Let's have a look, and Frozen's just coming around for his lap as well. He's in a nice livery as well, a nice black and red. Always two colours that go together very nicely. Oh, someone's on the grass. It was Nitramus who was on the grass up in.
Gone fifth.
Oh, someone else is on the grass as well up in that first corner. Oh, it's John Downey. He's in the wall.
Ellison has been disqualified from the session.
Ellison, and he was making some risky moves after he cut in on the Pope's lap. So I'm sure Gavra will take a look at that because I believe that he's been
dangerous
driving there. But John Downey's out after he actually went collide into the wall, Evan, in the middle of sector 2.
Fred Billy's just spun around and he's into the wall. Just in what kind of looks like a BMW Sauber. He's out as well.
Billy is also out. So, but all these drivers here will not be improving on their time. And Brambo goes first. Brambo just put in a time. He got the fastest last sector as well and put in a 131.6. What a lap. Beating Pope by 4 attempts. Let's see what the Pope can pull through. He's come around the final corner as well. Where is Mares? Mares has also come around that corner down to that long straight. Anyone else here?
Mares won't be improving.
Hampton.
137.
A 137, so Mares won't be improving. Hampton here has already completed this lap in 138.8, so 132.8.
Showing some good pace.
Oh, Siscon here. Siscon put in a 132.8 and it's gone 6th place. Let's keep an eye on the Pope. He's come around the final corner. Will he get it? And he doesn't. So Brambo stays first. He got a 131.7.
Evan Victor do.
Evan Pope got a 131.7 and it was only 1/10 off of Brambo.
Oh, and it's Julio's run out of fuel.
And it's Julio's run out of fuel. He is also on an invalid lap. Let's see what RC8 can do, or as you like to call him, whatever. I can't even remember what you said now.
C underscore 8 coming down to the final corner.
Let's see here if he's going to improve.
Victor has decided he's going to go into the pits.
Or he actually might improve, but he made a collision.
It's Julio.
It's Julio. Will he improve on his time? No, he won't. He doesn't. He doesn't improve. So Brambo Super Fixer has won this qualifying session unless anyone else has improved. I don't think LFC KSK is going to improve, but he isn't because he's running slow, Evan. He is running very slow, and I think that is it. And that is it for the first Academy race here. And Brembo Super Fixer beating the Pope by 1/10.
Oh no, he's not on the lap. 1/10, that's very close. Up a pole. Definitely a good race coming ahead.
Definitely,
and the Brembo has ran out of fuel.
And the Pope did actually improve on his time, Evan. He did a 1:31.7, beat his own time by 3/10, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to beat Brembo up in first position. So yeah, that's the first grid here for the Academy League round 1 here in China.
Definitely a good race ahead.
We can only hope. We can only hope. Hope for some good racing, some clean racing as well. See how the Academy drivers fare in terms of the racing department. We've seen their qualifying times, but we'll see how they do wheel to wheel against other drivers here. And I have accidentally quit out that. I shouldn't have done that. But look at that, 1/10 between Brembo and Pope there. And then we had Mares in 3rd. It's Julio in 4th. Guillaume in 5th place. Then it's Siscon in 6th. Hampton in 7th. Victor in 8th. RC8 or how do you say it, Evan?
RC8 in
RC8 in 9th, and then Brucey in 10th. The Wibmeister in 11th. Is it Tonios? Tonios in 12th.
Is in 12th.
Rosa in 13th. Night Dramas in 14th. John Downey in 15th. CKSK in 16th. Billy in 17th. And I think that was Ellison in last place. But hopefully we're going to have a nice clean race, and we'll see how these new drivers fare in this league, and how they'll fare against each other. And I'm sure we'll see the quality of each of the different drivers, and we'll see what quality they bring to the league.
Well, definitely there's going to be some surprises, because some people do have a good race pace, but not a good qualifying pace. So
I'm one of those people.
Me too. So
I'm one of those people.
Definitely, we will have to watch. I'd say people like C_8 could get a good race here.
Definitely.
And maybe Siscon as well. Oh, and somebody stalled on the grid.
There's quite a few people stalling on the grid actually, and they won't be moving anywhere, because if you collide on a formation lap, you go all the way back to the grid and you don't move. And it looks like a couple of people already have done that.
And just fell off in the gravel and all.
I believe it will only be a one stop in this race, since we are only on 25%, only 14 laps in the Academy compared to what the freshman would be, which is tomorrow. Make sure you go check out the freshman race tomorrow, everybody. But that's the 50% there, and this is 25%. So it'll only be a one stop, and it looks like I wish the game wouldn't do this. It always resets all of my stuff. So everyone is starting on the soft tyre. So we'll probably be seeing, Evan, a soft to medium change in this race.
Definitely.
Or even a potential hard, actually, if there is a safety car early on in the race.
Definitely that, or the medium. The medium can go to the end, probably.
The medium could do, actually, yes.
There's definitely some interesting liveries in this new Academy series, especially one is Julio. His looks like a toy car or something. The yellow, blue and red.
Oh, someone's running wide there. Who is that? Someone down in 5th, whoever was in 5th there.
That's actually Billy.
Was it Billy? Was it Billy? It was him. Ran very wide there as he came out that corner.
If you go on board, his car is like an alien.
It does look very alien-like, doesn't it? Let's have a look here. It's quite alien-like.
It's moving.
I've also realised that... Give me a second, guys. Sorry. I have not even had any audio going through my headset. It's been coming out my TV. So if you've been hearing a slight echo, guys, I apologise. I'm not very professional, apparently. But all the drivers are lining up here, ready to start the first Academy League race of the season. And today, actually, they announced the new F1 game will be coming out on the 11th of July 2020, and it will be on the PS4, Xbox One, PC and the Google Stadia. But here we go, first Academy League race. We always have a long pause, I don't know why.
My lights have gone out.
My lights haven't, and it's lights out and away we go. A good start here from Brambo, and Pope has already lost out on a lot of time. He got a very bad start there in Mares.
Brambo's around.
Brambo's gone. Brambo was spun out. He had a collision with Mares, and then it's Julio was took first. There was collisions going on all over the place. There's a bit of damage just come off someone's car. I didn't quite get to see who that was, but there is wheel to wheel going on all over the place. And the top two drivers, both the Pope and Brambo, have both lost out on their first and second places here, and Brambo being the biggest flop in the first thing. The Webmeister is all the way at the back here, and he's span out there very harshly, and there's battles going on here between Mares, Tonio, Froza and Bruzy. And who else has come up here? Bruzy is falling all the way down.
Wide. It's Bruzy.
It was Bruzy who ran very wide there. No safety cars in the moment. There was damage that came off, flying off someone's car. It's Julio spun. Massive oversteer, and Guillaume has got into first place. And a massive oversteer there as Julio came out of that corner. Oh, someone's run wide there, and Hampton almost took all of those people there, but it's RC8 who's now gaining on Mares down the straight. He's going to be looking to pass here. Can he take Mares? He's going to look for the outside line.
Mares actually got the jump into first position on the first lap, but had that collision with Brambo Superfixa and couldn't get it.
He did indeed, and there is wheel to wheel going on, and Guillaume gets the fastest lap. But there is a battle going on between Billy and Bruzy. Both wheel to wheel here as they go down the start finish straight. Let's see where they come out in the end of this. Billy looking to see if he can take Bruzy, see if he can take him, but Bruzy's just falling ahead. I think Billy had a little bit of lag here. LSC KSK someone's taking him down the inside. There's Night Dramas is taking him down the inside, but it's now as the outside line. Can he make the pass? And I think he does, and he's going wheel to wheel with LFC KSK, and he does. He makes the pass on him, and he's now got the inside line, but LFC KSK managed to get around him there around the outside. That was a very good pass back from the man actually in the white and purple car.
Oh, John Downey's been collision with
there is a big collision there, but I think there was a little bit of lag there as well. And,
that's 100% lag.
There is lag there as well. Antonios has ran wide, and he's entered the track back in front of John Downey, but John Downey actually got the pass there, and someone has ran very wide then. It's actually Ellison who's ran wide, and he's now all the way down in 16th place. But I believe actually here, Evan, Brambo, who got fastest lap, came in for a pit stop along with the Webmeister, who both must have collected some form of damage, some form of wing damage on that first lap.
Siscon's got past Julio.
John Downey there's a big clash going on down here actually, Evan. Down in 11th to 15th here as the drivers are all going at it. John Downey collision with Billy, but Billy's now got the punch, and here comes
a collision on the main straight.
There's a collision with Billy as well, and it's Night Traumas, and Billy's got ahead. And it's LFC KSK. Bergie has gone down the inside. And who's been disqualified
Downey's
there?
Just been disqualified.
John Downey's been disqualified. He was going the wrong way now. I'm sure that'll be looked at by Gavra, but Nitram has got around the outside of LFC KSK there. Very nice take from him. But there's a battle going on down here from about 11th down to 14th here actually. And look here, look at the drivers up front as well. From second here, Evan, down to 5th place, there is all these drivers clumped up here, and ITS Julio here is right behind Siscon here, up in second and third position.
ITS also mean it's Julio.
Yeah, we could just say it's Julio. You know what, Evan? You know, Frozer is going to be looking for the pass here. Can he get the pass on Maris? He's going around the outside.
There's been a bit of a collision.
Don't know if you see. No, he's cutting the inside. He's run a quick switch, and Daniel Ricciardo's switch, and he's going to go down the inside, but can he get the move? And he's forced Maris wide, and he does get the pass. A very nice pass there from Frozer. Very nice pass there, and RC8 has gone into the pits. RC8 has pit. So only one man out of this race so far, and it is John Downey.
Look at the gap up the front coming down. Between, well, second and third, actually, Siscon and Julio.
And first as well, actually. Gay Irving had over a second gap, and that's now back down to 7/10 here. To Siscon here, who's right behind him. But it's Julio is not far behind him either. And neither is Victor, and neither is the Pope, the man who qualified second, and Brambo actually put in the fastest time in. So this could be a redemption for Brambo as he pit early, but he's got another 12 drivers in front of him who haven't pit so far. Both Billy and LFC KSK have both come into the pits. Billy's gone into a set of wets. Evan, I don't know why. Could have been a big mistake there. I'm not sure why, but he's on the wet, which it doesn't seem to be well in China at the moment. But we'll have to see here as all of these drivers up front here have got DRS. We could have another very interesting race this week again, Evan, as it looks to be Siscon trying to make the move. No, he didn't. He played it safe there, didn't go for the gap. And quite a few of these drivers running right then out that corner. One of them being
side by side into turn one. Oh, that was very dangerous.
Oh, there's a contact in the pit lane. There was contact in the pit lane between Victor and Wiscon. And Pope is into the wall as well. And Guillaume is out. And he went straight into the pit lane like Lewis Hamilton. And these drivers need to be careful here coming into the pit lane. And then we have a VSC, because I think there was contact between quite a lot of these front drivers in the pit lane. And look at all these drivers coming in now, 3rd to 9th, all coming into the pit lane, all going on to those medium set of tyres. And what a start of the race we've actually had here, Evan, in the Academy League.
Or if you're Billy Goodley going on to the full wets in a
very dry race here. But two drivers who have stayed out actually here, Evan, are Victor
and Frozer.
Victor and Frozer, who have both stayed out.
That's an odd strategy.
I have to see whether they could potentially get the cutback, or whether potentially they might miss out on those places. To all of these drivers here, Evan, which are not actually that far behind each other. Quite a few passes going on here between 12th and 15th here, all very close. Someone's ran on the grass. The Whipmeister got around LFC as he ran onto the grass.
Pretty quickly hasn't gone into the pits. He's staying out on the wets. Oh dear me.
Let's keep an eye, let's keep an eye, Evan, here on 6th to 10th here, as there is not much between these drivers.
Nearly clumped into the back of Siscon. Just about missing him.
Julio's very close to him there, actually, as they came around that final, second to last corner there. Now there's about a 2nd and a 10th between them, and Victor and Frozo both come in. Let's see where they come out here, actually, Evan, because they might come out.
Victor's going to get 4th.
Victor has actually come out in front of that pack, and he is now going to be on the fresher set of tyre. Let's see where Frozo came out in the middle of this fight here, actually, Evan. Frozo came out in the middle of this battle between all of these drivers.
Definitely another thing to watch is the fact we've got no penalties so far this race. A very clean Grand Prix all around.
Very clean.
In terms of corner cutting.
Definitely, and a couple of drivers won and right there on that corner, but Siscon at the moment with is in the lead at the moment after all of the shenanigans that went on at the start of the race, but still keeping up strong there, and had made his one and only pit stop of this race.
Oh, Brumbo Super Fixer looking to get the move done on Hampton down this main straight, getting there, or not main straight, this not even a straight. And this RC_8 or RC_8. And they're gonna move done.
I'll tell you something here, Evan, as well.
Oh, he's nearly clipped him.
Oh, Frozer and Hampton are having a bit of a battle here, but look who's coming around behind him. It's Brambo. Brambo, who was all the way down in the bottom of the grid, has moved up, and he's taking him. And Pope is going as well, and they're bringing contact with this three drivers all wheel to wheel as they go down the inside. And what a pass from the Pope, who's moved up into 6th position, and what a pass from the Pope here. And wow, and Billy Cudley needs to be careful. Billy Cudley needs to be out of this race because he is driving very dangerously here, and he needs to be really careful.
Nearly hit RC8.
And the Billy needs to be careful here, otherwise I'm sure he'll be getting a lot of penalties, and he could even be out of this league if he carries on driving like that. He needs to move out of the way when those drivers are going past.
Yellow flags in Sector 1.
Yellow flag in Sector 1. But what a pass from the Pope, Evan.
Oh, he's been hit.
Oh, no, he's been hit. The Pope has been hit. After I was just saying he made a magnificent pass, and he has been hit, and he's moved down. And
to make it the double overtake, he gets absolutely...
It wasn't even the double, Evan. I believe it was even a triple. He took Frozer, Hampton, and Brambo Superfixer, who lost out there. And Brambo Superfixer's got wing damage now as well. So he's going to have to come back into the pits. He's going to have to come back into the pits again. And I believe Hampton may also have some wing damage as well, after I think he collided with... yes, he does. Both him and Brambo both have wing damage. Brambo actually made a pass there on Hampton down into that corner, and he's now back up into 10th position.
Really exciting stuff.
And I believe actually that the Pope made a triple pass there. There were 4 drivers almost wheel to wheel coming down to this corner, and what a pass from the Pope. And that was an intense moment there in this Chinese Grand Prix in the first Academy League race. And if all the races are going to be like this, I'm sure we're going to have a very good season here in the Academy League.
Tony, who's setting the fastest lap of the race so far, he's gaining in on Julio, who's gaining in on Siscon, and he's got to look to go for a move.
It's Julio is only 4/10 behind Siscon, so both of these two up front, very, very close to each other. We'll have to keep an eye on that, as it seems like it's Julio has fallen back a little bit. Brambo Superfixer has come in, actually, Evan. Brambo Superfixer has come in, so he's got his wing change, and he's gone into the soft. You would expect that from him, as it is going to be the faster tyre towards the end of this race.
Or he could have did what Billy did and go on the wet.
He could have.
First penalty, it's Julio. He's actually gone into first position.
I think there were actually penalties given before, Evan. I think there was a 5-second time penalty given before for exceeding. I think it was. I don't know what it was. It was collision or something. Since Julio Siscon goes around the outside, and I think he did get the pass. Yes, he did. He got the pass there, and it's Julio with DRS as well, and what a pass there from Siscon, moving himself back up into first position.
And definitely another thing to look strategy-wise is Mares is looking pretty quick on the mediums. He put a lap earlier than RC8 in 5th, and definitely going to be looking strong.
Definitely, and I'm sure the Pope will be looking. He actually did just put in a fastest lap there, Mares, actually. Brambo Superfixer actually here got a double pass there on both Ellison and the Webmeister, and is now going for a move around the outside on LFC KSK, and he gets the pass, and you can see the difference there between the soft and the hard tyre. Oh, he ran really wide there, actually. He locked up a little bit, and he's ran really wide. And who's that coming to the bits? It's Hampton. I think he was the other driver that picked up a bit of wing damage. The man, I think, who collided with Pope and spanned the Pope out. is coming in for his wing change and a pit stop.
Also, if you look, the gap is not coming down up the front between Julio and Siscon.
The gap is, yeah, it is. It's keeping that distance between each other, and Tony is 3.7 seconds behind. It's Julio, so I believe it's back down to 4 seconds now. So I think it's Julio and Siscon. Oh no, Victor actually just went down the inside, but he's run wide, and I think Tonios is going to get the cutback. And Maris just took RC8 as well. And what a very good move there from Mares. But 2 passes there, Victor on Tonios, but Tonios got it back, and then Mares on RC8. And now the Pope will be thinking, I can take advantage.
Julio's got down the inside into turn 1.
And what a pass from it's Julio, and he's got past Siscon, but I'm sure Siscon won't be having any of that, as he's now going to be trying to fight back against Siscon here. I mean, it's Julio, sorry, up in first position.
You have to remember, he does have that very important penalty, so that is another thing to remember. He does have a penalty for corner cutting.
Definitely. And Evan, you were the penalty man. Would you mind giving us an update on any penalties that have been given that we may have missed?
We have a lot of warnings here and there for collisions, but we have 2 noticeable penalties for Siscon and Julio both actually have a penalty.
Both 3 seconds.
So
is it 3 seconds?
No, both
yeah.
5.
Both 5 seconds. So actually, at the moment, Evan, both 5 seconds down, Tonios would win this race because Tonios is only 3 seconds behind them, and I believe they would fall down. It's Julio at the moment here. If Siscon doesn't make the pass, and Siscon did make the pass, so Siscon would get podium position here if he can stick in first place, but he would only get third because of their time penalty. So these two both now need to think of opening a gap, both of them, to third place, Tonios. Otherwise, Tonios will win this race.
And Siscon and it's Julio actually both have a penalty for colliding with each other, so they obviously made a bit of a tap.
Oh, and it's Julio's gone on the inside, and these both collided! And Siscon spun, and it's Julio hit him. And I'm not sure if it's Julio, did he pick up any wing damage? No, it doesn't. I don't believe he did. But Siscon has now got the gap on it's Julio. But look, Evan, Tonios is right behind. He's only 1.6 seconds behind. It's Julio now. After that little collision that they both had again. And Victor isn't far behind them either. So
this could be Tonios in first and Victor second.
Victor second, and then at the moment it would be Siscon who would get the third place in the final podium.
Who knows? Victor's catching up to Tonios. It might be a Victor win.
Could be a Victor win here. We'll have to see. A Victor win. Oh, Hampton just put in the fastest time. I believe he will actually get a point for that.
Tonios and Victor.
I know, 4/10 now is Victor is going to be right behind Tonios. Let's keep an eye, actually, as you can see him here. He's got the DRS and he's got the power behind that car. He's going to go down for the inside line, and he gets the pass, but can he keep it? And he does. He gets the inside line, but Tonios actually went for the cutback, and Tonios got the cutback. No, but Victor's got the pass again.
Runs him off the grass.
And Tonios has gone onto the grass. Not as clean as they would have hoped, but passes between the two of them, back and forwards, cutbacks left, right, and centre. But I think Victor has actually come out on top of Tonios there.
He has, but Tonios is going to be looking for a switchback. Julios definitely does have damage of some sort. He's been running very slowly.
He is, yes. I think he will have a little bit of damage on that car, which has opened up a 2.2 second gap behind him. So I believe now, Evan, if it's Julio were to pit, let me just have a look at the leaderboard times. So if Siscon would finish 4th, it's Julio would finish... No, Siscon would finish 3rd, it's Julio would finish 4th, Victor would finish 1st, and Tonios would finish 4th.
And look at that, there's drops of rain.
drops of rain, but I don't think it'll be enough to force a pit stop here. And I bet Billy's laughing at everyone now because he's on the wet tire and it is starting to rain.
But he's a lap down, so.
But he is a lap down, so it won't affect him at all. But I'm sure he'd be pretty chuffed that he did make that pit stop and it is actually starting to rain now.
has gone on to Inters. As Tonio's pulls to the inside.
Bravo Superfixer has gone on to Inters, but I don't think there's not enough standing water at the moment, Evan, on the track for there to be a immediate pit stop onto the intermediates.
No, definitely not. But he could go for a fastest lap, although you're not likely to get that in the rain.
Definitely not. And Victor is going to be going for the pass again. He's gone down the inside of Tonios, and these two are back and forward between each other, and they're both looking. They both know they might know what's at stake. I'm not sure whether they do. But they could potentially know what's at stake here. That if they overtake each other, one of them will get first. Will it be Tonios or will it be Victor? Or will Siscon and It's Julio find the pace to open up a 5-second gap to two of them and get first and second? Which I don't think they will, because both of these drivers are running very quick behind them.
And another thing is Mares also has a 5-second time penalty. That's not going to come into effect, but still notice.
It could definitely have. But actually, Mares with that 5-second time penalty, Evan, would actually finish but still in 5th place, because RCA is 7 seconds behind him. So, Victor and Tonio's overtaking again. And Victor is back out in front. And the rain is pouring very heavily here, and this last lap isn't going to be. They're going to have lots of grip troubles here. Will we see one of these drivers go out here on this final lap? And Victor's won very wide, but so is Tonios. Both of these drivers struggling for grip, and it was almost a collision. Yes, it's both struggling for grip, and Tonios has run wide again, and someone's gone off, and it was who was that that's gone off?
It's our pole sitter, Brambo Superfixer.
Brambo Superfixer,
so actually. Definitely not wet enough for the intermediates.
For a second now, I thought it was Siscon that had gone off, but it was Brambo Superfixer who had gone off, and Siscon here running in first position, but will he get...
That's no grip.
I don't think he's going to get the win here, Although actually, there is a 3.2 second gap to It's Julio behind Siscon, and It's Julio's one wide. So now It's Julio's all the way down in 4th, and now Evan
is keeping the gap.
And now It's Julio isn't even going to get a podium position, because he will now lose out on a. Oh no, he won't lose out on a place of Maris, because Maris also has a 5-second time penalty. So potentially here, if Siscon can make some sort of a gap in these...
Victor and Tonios have no grip, and Siscon has...
Siscon has spun as well. So Siscon here had a 3.8 second gap, but he's also spun, but...
Tonios is around.
Tonios has gone around, and It's Julio's got the gap back, and Mares has moved up. Mares could have a potential podium position, but he does have a 3-second time penalty. But so does It's Julio.
Siscon merely has a gap. If Siscon can get this final corner right, he could get a gap.
Who will come out on top here, Evan? Because Mares has a 5-second gap. It's Julio has a 5-second time penalty behind, but there is a more than 5-second gap to Tonios. So Mares could potentially get a podium here. But Siscon is going to come around the final corner. He will win this race. But he almost barely keeping the car on. But he will win this race. But I don't think it will be enough, because I believe Victor will get the podium, and he does. He gets the finish. Will Mares get third? It's Julio gets 4th. Will Tonios get... Tonios gets 4th. So Mares in the end got the podium. Out of absolutely nothing, and a bout of poor traction in these wet weather conditions, Mares gets the podium finish along with Siscon, and our winner today, Victor 90 here. The man in the what looks to be a golden black car. and he's going to be receiving a lot of gold when he receives that trophy, or silver, one of the two. Usually silver, actually. But
lap was hectic.
That last lap was hectic, and it's Julio finished in 5th, RCA in 5th, the Pope, who qualified 2nd, finished in 7th place. Disappointing race from him. Frozer in 8th, Bruzy in 9th.
Just made a move on
Tramis is going to come round in 10th, and Hampton did just make the move, but the Webmeister has come back here and potentially might get the last. They're both running really, really slow, and the Hampton is having so many traction issues here. And the Webmeister finished in 11th, Hampton in 12th, LFC. KSK finishes in 13th. Brambo Super Fixer, who qualified 1st, finished all the way down in 14th position, and Ellison in 15th. And we had our 3 drivers who all were either disqualified or DNF'd in this race. What a race, actually. It was a very good race.
Very action-packed.
Oh, Evan is gone. I don't know why. I'm sure we'll possibly be able to get Evan back in, but and our winner today is Wilcon. Is it Wilcon? I can't remember his name. God, that's bad of me. But he does win the race today. The first Academy League. No, Victor. Sorry, Victor 90. That's his name. Yes. And there we are, we had the time penalties. It's Julio had, in the end, had an 8-second time penalty. So it was Victor who won. And there is the rest of your leaderboard here. And we had 2 DNFs and 1 disqualification. And I'm sure Gavra will take a look at some of the driving that was implemented in this first race. And it was their first race, but some of them didn't drive as safely as they should have. But we will keep an eye here on those drivers, and I'm sure they'll get what they need. But what an action-packed race we had, especially from the Academy League drivers, the starter drivers in this race. And yeah, believe that's going to be everything. I'll see if I can quickly get Evan back in. Bear with me 1 second, because I don't want Evan to be lost. Let's see if I can get Evan back in. Hopefully I can get Evan back in. Let's have a look here. Just bear with me 1 second there, guys. But yeah, while we wait, hope everybody enjoyed the race. Make sure you go and check out the Freshman League, which is going to be live tomorrow at 8:30 UK time. Couldn't give you a time in other countries, but make sure you guys go and check that out. I will be with Toussaint in that race. That will be the second race, and we will be back here in China tomorrow with the drivers who were in the Academy League. And yeah, make sure you go and check out the rest of the Gavra Racing website. Make sure you go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go and watch the races. Make sure you especially watch last week's Freshman League race, because that was a belter. But I'm not sure where Evan has gone. I'm not sure where he has gone, but I'm sure he is going to be here with Spirit. But I think we're going to have to end it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and we will see everyone next week. See you later.